Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this end of year gratitude practice. I'm Amanda Lane, and you're practicing with Liminal Space Yoga. If you have found your way here, I commend you for just taking the time to do something for yourself. We all get busy this time of year, things get chaotic, and schedules and routines change. So keeping a movement ritual, whether it's yoga, dance, walking in the park, whatever you do to get your movement in, I'm proud of you for just sticking to your ritual. And if this is the first time you're dropping into a ritual practice, maybe do this practice more than once and just see if it sticks. All right, we're going to take some time to move today. We're going to take some time to just find some stillness and drop into our breath and our bodies. And the invitation today is to just simply find gratitude for this physical vessel, your human form, and the way that you get to move around on this earth. Everything that you get to create and do, you have this vessel that you get to do it in. So let's take care of it, right? It just means so much. So we are going to start in a comfortable position. You can start seated. If you want blocks for your practice, go ahead and grab those. If you don't have blocks, maybe thick books would be helpful. And anything that you might want just to make the practice more accessible or cozy. And we will end up lying down in just a moment. So if you start there, that's fine. Or you can start seated, propped against a wall, whatever you like. And however you found yourself in this moment, just go ahead, wiggle your bones into place. Feel your body anchor and close your eyes down. Start to take a really deep breath in through your nose. Pause at the top, and then open your mouth, let that breath spill out. Without any force, just coming out. Take another breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. And again, softly exhale, let it go. And then one more time, really deep breath in. Feel as your body rises with the breath. Filling up, expanding, pausing at the top. Maybe a moment longer than you think you can. And then a little bit more force, exhale, get that out. Gently turn your head side to side. Free to bring your hands to your belly. Stillness once again, and just breathe yourself. That's all you have to do. Breathe in, feel your hands rise. Breathe out, feel the hands fall back down. Slowly with each part of the torso, feeling the hands rise and fall. And then simply letting the hands drop beside you. If you're seated, go ahead and lay down on your mat. Take your time, rolling down piece by piece and getting cozy. If you're already there, get a little bit cozier. Invitation to flip the palms up just to receive some light energy. And if you're feeling super scattered, maybe the palms down are still resting on the body just to feel more grounded. So we've carved out this space for ourselves to simply breathe, to be aware of what's happening in and around the perimeter of the body. Feeling the back of the head, of anchoring in through the shoulders, maybe kind of wiggling to drop them down. Finding slower, deeper breaths moving in and up through the belly. And every exhale is an opportunity just to anchor in a bit more. The glutes, the lower legs, maybe the hips slightly opening and the heels anchoring down. Lower arms, hands. Feeling the face relax and the eyes get wide and closed as they deepen into the sockets. And here in this still space is where you can literally feel your pulse. You can feel your body pulsating, vibrating. And maybe it's not a tremendous amount of energy that you're experiencing at the end of the year, but it's still there. It's still inside of you. Your life force, your chi. And you're just breathing yourself moment by moment, heartbeat by heartbeat. Let's take another big breath together. Hold it at the top. Bring your hands to your heart, one open palm over the other, and then again soften, let the breath come out. Relax your shoulders. Maybe the elbows come out wider and they're heavy, like they're weighted. Gravity is just bringing you further and further into these anchor points that are touching down. Go ahead and set your intention from this place. Something you're working on off the mat, something you're working through, processing, personal, meaningful. Whatever it is, let that come forward and let that serve to guide you through this movement today. And once you have that and feel it, go ahead, let the hands drop. Once again, begin to blink your eyes open and closed, open and closed. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle out your jaw. Wiggle your feet, your ankles, your wrists. And then go ahead, full body stretch. Reach your arms behind you. Maybe bring the legs together. And then just reach really long through your fingers, through your toes. Feel how your body lights up. And then we'll walk the feet in slowly, bringing the arms down and around the shins as the knees come into the chest. Just give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. Remember, this is a gratitude practice for this physical form and existence that you're in, this body. Go ahead, rock a little bit side to side. The body loves to be rocked. Our nervous system loves to be rocked. It's so soothing. So just again, find your breath, move it around. And then using the hands to steer, we'll start to take circles with the knees. They can move together like I'm doing, or they can just move apart and back together. And just focus on one direction for now. Taking some deeper breaths as the nervous system begins to unwind. And we'll circle the other way. The feet are relaxed. Feeling relaxed, the back is softening into the ground beneath you. And we're just taking it easy for now. And we'll come back through center and let the feet lower down, the knees will stay bent. And we'll start to set up for a bridge pose. So feet are close into the glutes, arms are gonna root down beside you, shoulders anchor in. And we'll take a breath here. Really start to anchor into the lower back and closing up the space between your body and the floor. Little engagement in core muscles. And as you exhale, root into your feet. Slowly begin to lift up and off the mat. So feeling the back of the body light up. Moving the weight to the upper back, the shoulder blades. And then just maybe walking them a tiny bit closer as you can anchor into your upper arms. Imagine you have a block between your knees. Give that a little bit of a squeeze and then take another little bit of a lift here. We're opening the front side, gently breathing slowly. And then we'll exhale, start to lower down one vertebrae at a time, letting the leg muscles release and relax all the way down. And then we'll reach that right leg into the air. Flex your foot for a moment, point and flex a couple times. And then we'll keep the foot flexed, bring it across the left knee. Figure 4, gently use your right hand to press out. So externally rotating, just beginning to open up to what's on the outside. Breathing slow. And letting the hand go. If you would like, you can stay here and maybe bounce the knee a little bit, or you can lift your left foot up, thread your hands behind your left thigh, interlace if you'd like, and then just pick that left foot up. Maybe give it a rock again, side to side. Breathing slow. And on the exhale, we'll let all of that go, unwinding the right leg and taking it off to the left side, sending that left foot into the air, starting to pump out the ankle, pointing, flexing. Maybe you feel like rolling the ankle around. And then we'll flex it, cross it over above that right knee, find our figure four, and just gentle pressure with the left hand. Again, slowly opening up to the external. Breathing in. And breathing out, you can release that hand, maybe gently bounce the knee or pick up the right foot, thread the hands behind the thigh, interlace, and just let that right foot float. Let's take one more breath in our figure four. And then we'll slowly release and unwind that, bringing the left leg back down, both legs long. Once again, arms reaching behind you. Squeeze, stretch. And then we'll exhale, tuck it back into a ball, knees to chest, this time hands behind the thighs, and we'll just slowly begin to rock the body forward and back on the mat. So not with the idea that we're moving somewhere specific or going anywhere yet, but just taking this time to remember our three-dimensionality, the fact that we have this backside of the body that we can't see, but it's there and we can tend to it in the same ways that we tend to the front. Let's take one more rock back and then come up. We'll come to the hands, walk the feet back slowly, knees coming out as wide as it's comfortable, big toes connecting behind you as you sink the hips down and back. Maybe elbow to wrist relaxes, head can drop or forehead can come to the mat. And then again, we're just breathing our bodies, filling up the belly as we breathe in, all that space. And relaxing a little bit more as we exhale, feeling the body dropping down closer to the floor. And breathing in, filling up. And exhale, letting ourselves sink in. We'll slowly start to rise, coming up towards tabletop, bringing the knees underneath the hips, hands aligned under the shoulders, maybe wiggling a little bit side to side, rocking the hips. Remember, nervous system loves this. And then we'll start to find our cat and cows, breathing in, starting from the tailbone, starting to articulate your way up the spine, the low back curves, the chest opens up, we press. And then exhaling, scooping the tailbone under, rounding through the low back, the mid back, the upper back, dropping the head into your cat pose. Again, from the tailbone, breathing into cow like a wave, just rolling through the spine. And we'll exhale, roll it back through, dropping the weight of the head, pushing the floor away. One more time through. Your own pace, take your time. Really moving your breath, one vertebrae at a time. And then we'll come back through tabletop. Walk the hands forward. Shift your body forward so that the hips begin to lower and you're in a modified plank. Take a moment just to feel your core here. Zipper up, navel to spine. Press the floor away so you feel a little space open up in the armpits. Let's take one more breath. Feel your strength here. And as you exhale, let the body soften, the elbows bend and point to the back of the room, and we lower down, chin, chest to the mat. Wiggle out the hips, create some space for your body so that you can root those hips and hands down, squeeze the elbows back and down, and then we'll inhale, slowly rise. So you're rooting down just to lift up slightly, baby cobra. And then exhale. Just as slow, coming back down, maybe letting the shoulder blades open and drop. And then pulling the shoulder blades up, squeezing the elbows in, rising with your breath. And exhale, bringing it back down. We'll do 3 more. Breathing in, pressing, rooting, rising, maybe taller. Exhale, releasing. Maybe opening the elbows. Again, zipper up, rise, breathing in. Exhale, lowering back down. We'll do one more. So reroot your hands, hug your elbows in, drop the shoulders down and back, and then big inhale, rise. Option to full cobra, straighten out your arms. Exhale, shift to your knees, tuck under your toes, and come on into your first downward facing dog. Focus on reaching your sitting bones high and up and keeping the knees soft. Letting the head weight drop down as we gently shake it no. And then gently nod the head yes. We'll inhale, shift forward, finding our high plank. Maybe resituate the body slightly. Downward dog is the same length as your plank. Press into your fingerprints, all 10 of them. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll shift it back, feeling the strength of our arms, holding ourselves up, reaching sitting bones high. Let's do one more breath here. We'll soften the knees a bit more. Exhale, look forward. Start to climb to the top of your mat. Tippy toe. Take a big step, as many steps as you like. And then the feet will be about hips distance apart. Rooting down, bending the knees, lowering chest, belly to thighs, and dropping the head weight. Give it to gravity. Option to grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Find your breath. With the hands on the elbows, it almost feels like, again, hugging this vessel, this body, this experience. And embracing our three-dimensional lives. Let your head drop a bit more. And then let your weight sway forward and back. Maybe side to side. And then let the arms drop. Let them hang. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time. Drop the hips. Begin to roll your way up. We'll keep the arms hanging heavy. Lift the shoulders as we lift the eyes. And then we'll exhale, roll that down the spine. Slower inhale, rolling forward and upward. Exhale, rolling back and down. One more inhale, forward and upward. And exhale. Back down, equal standing pose, palms forward, heel toe your feet together, feel them touch. Spread your foot bones out wide, lift your toes, root them down. And then begin to engage your muscles in your lower legs, your thighs, your glutes, your core, feeling the ribs drop in. Upper back gently squeezing, arm bones beginning to feel contracted by the muscles. Go ahead, lift those arms either forward or outward and up. Make fists, try to keep the shoulders low and away from the ears. Flex every muscle in your body. Breathe here. Every muscle contraction floods your body with hope molecules. Feel that energy, your chi, your life force. Feel it rising. Root down, reach up taller. Take one more big breath here. Then we'll open the hands, bend the knees, take a nice easy dive forward. Go slow, feel the back of your body opening. Drop the weight of your head. Breathe in, hands to shins, lift up, long spine, not rounded here. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Go ahead, slide or step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Lower your knee down, untuck your toes, slide those blocks handy if you want them. Maybe heel toe the right foot out of bed if you need to, and then we'll just climb up to the knee, begin to shift forward, left hip. You can roll the shoulders back, and then if you want, reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Feeling the back leg rooting, taking breath. And as we exhale, we'll lean forward slowly, reaching through the top of the head and sweeping the arms back behind us. Maybe a squeeze of the tricep. Lean in, empty the breath. Big inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, lean back. Exhale, send it through, sweep the arms, squeeze. One more like that. Breathe, rise, reach up. And last time, sweep it back, lean in. We'll inhale, hands to heart center, thumbs to knuckles, or thumb knuckles to sternum. And then we'll take a twist here, crossing the left elbow across the right knee, pressing the palms together and kind of opening it up across the lower arm bones. Look back at your right elbow. Take a breath here and exhale it out. Another breath here and exhale it out. We'll keep our bodies twisted, but slowly begin to rise. Root into your right foot, lift up, open the arms. Inhale, flip your left palm, reach it up as your right hand reaches down behind you, maybe to the left thigh. Give yourself a moment to find this pose, really opening into the left hip. One more breath in. And then we'll exhale, cartwheel that right hand and left hand back down to the mat. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Breathe in. Exhale, bend for momentum, shift, step forward, and fold. Bending the knees a lot, drop your hips, inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Lift up your arms. Make fists, exhale, squeeze everything, keep reaching upward, root down. Stronger, more hope molecules, breathing, tensing. Release all that tension on your exhale, dive forward. Soft knees, back of the body opens, drop your head. Inhale, hands to shins. Take that lift, long spine, a little squeeze of your shoulder blades. Exhale, hands to the mat. We'll step our right foot back this time or slide it all the way to the back edge of the mat. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes. Slowly begin to come up to the knee. Shift the hips. Roll the shoulders and let's reach those arms up, Anjaneyasana. So taking a moment here to just reach to feel our bodies, front, side, back. Breathing in. Exhale, reaching forward, crown of the head, arms sweep back, squeeze. Inhale, rise like you're leaning away. Fall back. With control, exhale, forward, sweep the arms, lean in, really empty the breath. One more time through, breathe, reach, shift. Exhale, sweep it through, crown of the head reaches, body lengthens. This time, inhale, come up, thumb knuckles to sternum. Exhale, we'll take our twist, right elbow hooks across, palms pressed together, and then we find that forearms spread, prayer hands, crown of the head reaches. Breathe in. Exhale, if you feel off balance, really root down the back leg, left foot. One more inhale. Exhale. You're doing great. Back off if you need to. We're going to stay twisted, but start to rise. So you're rooting into that left foot, opening the arms, breathing, reaching the right arm up. The left arm is reaching down and back, maybe connecting with the right leg. And then we're taking another breath here. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel that left hand and right hand down to the mat. Pause, tuck the back toes, lift your knee. Breathe in. A little bend back there to shift, and exhale steps you forward, folding top of the mat. Bend your knees a lot, begin to roll up. Think cat pose, rounding, rolling. We'll shift the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, lean back, maybe bring hands to the lower back, upper glutes, just for our little back assist. And exhale, start to find your way back up to standing. Drop your arms, shake that out. Lift and lower your heels. Give yourself a little bounce here. If you've got plantar fasciitis or Achilles stuff going on, you can simply just bend your knees. Feel your feet root down. Either way, a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a drop. Slow that down. And we'll take it one more time from the top. Reach your arms high. Breathe in. As you exhale, we're going to sit down chair pose. So you can bring your big toes together to touch like queen chair. You can keep the feet a little bit more spaced out. And if your back feels a little weird because you're reaching your arms up, maybe we find thumb knuckles back at the sternum. And we can adjust into our feet so that it feels comfortable to sit down. And then imagine unscrewing the floor with your feet. Kind of push the heels out. Feel the sides light up. Finding a little protection there for the body. And if you need to, bring your hands to your rib cage. Kind of stroke them down to the hips. Find alignment there. Your chair might look different than mine. We've all got stuff going on. And we're sitting, we're finding strength in our legs. We're finding strength in our resiliency and our ability to adapt here. Finding our breath in moments that feel uncomfortable, and those little micro shifts and movements that we need in order to stay in the practice, to stay in the experience. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, go ahead, fold forward, slow. Feel the hamstrings. Hands come up to shins, lengthen, a little bit of a squeeze of the shoulder blades, and we'll heel toe the feet out, edges of our mat. Toes point out, knees start to dial over the toes, and you can sink your hips down here. If you want to use a block, you can stack and sit on a block. 2 blocks, 1 block, no block, whatever you need. And then maybe the elbows begin to press out the inner thigh, and the hands come together again, that spread across the forearms. And you're not stuck in Malasana Yogi Squat. You're not stuck here, so move your feet around. And let the knees move a little bit. And if you're feeling a lot of strain in your low back, imagine leaning back. Sit up tall, feel the crown of your head reach high. What was your intention? What are we doing here? How are we moving and why? Let's take one more breath. You can do this. And on your exhale, you have the option to take a crow pose, squeezing inward or walking the feet and finding the triceps. Or you can simply step back into your high plank from that yogi squat. Maybe you want to hop back from your crow pose if you're feeling a little spicy. And then we'll take a breath once we found our high plank. Option to lower the knees, chest, chin, or take chaturanga. Inhale, rise, cobra, maybe all the way to upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back to child's pose. Walk your hands back. Let your hips meet your heels. Inhale, roll up through cat. Exhale, shift, walk the hands back under the shoulders, tabletop. We'll inhale, open the right arm out to the side like a wing. And then exhale, start to reach under. Maybe bend the left elbow a bit. Just a little moment here. Reach it back up or out. And then exhale, thread it a little bit further through. Can you sink a little lower towards the mat? Decide if you want to take your knees wider. And then one more time, reach up, readjust. This time we're going to slowly thread it under. We're going to land on this one. So reach as far through as you can comfortably. Bend the elbow on the left arm. Drop down, back of the right arm, side of the right head. Maybe stretch that left arm out in front of you. And then notice, are your hips kind of shifted to the left? And can you bring them back to that right-sided alignment? And then just check in. Body, breath, spine. If you want to take it one step further, you can stretch your left leg back behind you if you feel safe in your neck and shoulder. Anchoring left fingerprints, left toes. And again, if you're feeling spicy, opportunity to pick up the left leg, squeeze the glute. Take one more breath. And wherever you are, we'll start to come back, both knees on the mat, left hand sliding back under the shoulder by the face, and then slowly begin to press. Inhale, unwind, rise. Reach that right arm up one more time, wiggle the fingers, circle the wrist. And we'll exhale, bring it down, drop to the elbow, shift back, child's pose, maybe stretch it out. Breathe in. And let that go. Inhale, roll it up through a cat pose. Walk those hands, right hand back underneath shoulder. Let the body drop. Maybe the knees come out again. Go ahead, open the left arm like a wing. Look to the left. Breathe. Exhale, start to reach and thread under. Inhale, wind it back up. Maybe wider, maybe taller. Exhale, thread it underneath, a little bit more of a bend, a little bit more of a reach. And deciding if the knees feel good where they are, we'll one more time. Inhale, open the left arm up. You take the eyes up with it. And as you exhale, thread it under, get lower. Find the back of the arm, back of the hand, side of the face, left side. And maybe take that right hand out in front of you, anchor it down. If you feel the hips shifted to the right, track them over. Find that left-sided alignment and breathe. If you want to take it further, Maybe that right foot slides back, the toes tuck. And if you want to take it even further still, spice it up. You can squeeze the glute, lift the right leg. Let's do one more breath where we are. And we'll all find our way slowly back on both knees. Right hand sliding back in under the shoulder by the face. Next inhale, we press to unwind. Reach the left arm up. Wiggle the fingers. Exhale, circle the wrist. And come back down to your mat. Hands forward. Shift, tuck toes. We'll lift up the hips all the way up and back. Find your downward dog. Soften the knees. Look at the thighs. Inhale, lift your heels, lift up your hips. Exhale, roll like a wave through the body, moving through cat pose to high plank. Go slow. Press into your fingerprints. Engage the core. Bend the knees. Push the hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, one more time, roll it forward. Bend, shift, push back. Exhale, land, down dog. Bring your feet together, feel them touch. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Bend your knee, gently open your hip. Shoulders remain square to the front. Flex your foot, point, flex. Open and close at your knee joint, keeping that hip right where it is. And then squeeze your heel, point your toes, reach for the left glute. Circle the right hip forward. Circle the right hip backward. Strong arms here. We'll inhale, reach the right leg high, toes point down, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Pause right there. I know it's getting spicy. Lift it up a little higher to the armpit. And then step outside of your right hand, lizard pose. Keep your left hand planted. Reach your right arm out in front of you. Strengthen into your back leg, maybe lower the hips. Take a big breath in. Imagine getting longer, reaching fingertips forward. Exhale, bend your left elbow, little half chaturanga. Inhale, straighten it. Reach it up, drop the back knee. Exhale, untuck your toes. Pull that right arm in. Reach it back. Maybe lift that left foot up to meet it. So here, if you're not connecting, that's okay. Keep reaching through the right arm. Maybe look over the fingers and keep squeezing into the left glute. Maybe the foot flexes, maybe the toe points. If you do connect, take a moment, find that connection, and then gently kick into your hand. Feel the front of the body open. One more breath where you are. Maybe that right knee is falling out. That's okay. And we'll exhale, release the foot. Bring that right hand back down to the mat inside. Square it back up, tuck the back toes, lift your knee. A little moment here for a float. Hug your knee into your right tricep. Squeeze. Pick up your foot, kind of moving towards the outside of the mat, and then step it back, downward dog. You can take a spinal wave here, or you can take a few breaths in child's pose, your choice. If you're spinal waving, let's go together. Lift the heels, breathe in. Slow roll forward. You can take a chaturanga here if you want, or just bend, press back. Downward dog, one more time. Breathe, lift it up. Exhale, roll it forward. Bend it, shift it, push it back. Let your feet come together to touch. Inhale, left leg this time, reach it up. Bend your knee, gently open your hip. Shoulders remain square, head remains heavy. Point and flex at the ankle. Open the knee joint and rebend it. And then take a hip circle backwards. Take a hip circle or two forwards. And then re-lengthen your three-legged dog. Toes point down, hips are square. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. So shifting towards that high plank. Pausing, feeling your strength, floating that knee a little higher. And on an exhale, step outside of your left hand lizard pose. Keep the right hand planted. Reach your left arm forward. Take a breath in. Strengthen up your back leg. Sink the hips. And as you exhale, core is engaged. Right elbow bends and points to the back. Breathing, challenging yourself. And pushing back up. We'll lower that knee down, right knee, pull the elbow in, start to reach back, opening across front of the body. And here, bend, keep squeezing, reaching, opening, or find that connection. Maybe your left knee falls out. Gentle kick into the hand if you have it. One last breath. Exhale to let it go. Gently bringing left hand back, down and in. Squaring it up, tucking the toes, lifting the knee. And then this little moment to float. Hug your knee tight into your left tricep. Kind of pushing into the hands, floating that left foot out and up, downward dog. Amazing job. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, let them come down to your mat. Walk your hands back, maybe tuck the toes under. Flip the palms up or down. Roll the shoulders back, sit on your feet. Close down the eyes. Feel your breath move. Your body pulsing once again, your heart rate beginning to slow itself down. Maybe take this experience one layer deeper. Bring the hands to the body, either the heart or the belly or both. You're holding, supporting yourself. You're breathing yourself. Letting the shoulders relax away from the ears. All facial expression just simply melting off. Noticing the rise and fall of your energy, the ebb and flow. Maybe processing and reflecting on things that are ebbing, flowing, rising, falling in your life. And how at the end of every day we get to be here with ourselves. Let your elbows hug in. Be with your body. Both hands on the heart. Big inhale, feel it come up from the belly, into the rib cage, into the chest, the throat, pause. As we exhale, we'll let the hands come down, gently fold forward, bowing to our body, to this practice. Gently pressing up, lifting with the forehead. Inhale, rising. We're going to squeeze the glutes, shift the hips, lift the arms. And exhale, goalpost. Squeeze that back side of your body. Little back bend. Reaching up like you're pulling a sweatshirt up and over. Coming back down, slow with control to the mat. Maybe tapping the forehead. Lifting up forehead. Thinking cow pose. Sliding up, shifting the hips, lifting the arms. Exhale, goal posting, squeezing the back of the body, opening up, protecting our vital organs, our core. One more time, reach it up, pull that hoodie up and over. And exhale, tap the forehead, come down. We'll rise up, shift over to our hip, right or left. Sweep the legs out in front. Once again, anchoring back into our bones, back into our bodies. Shifting, wiggling, moving out any extra love. Maybe even giving yourself a bit of a squeeze here. Front of the thighs, maybe gently circling the kneecaps. Patting down the legs. Cupping the hands, patting up the legs. Thighs, groin, outer hips, down the thighs. Tops of the legs. Around the lower back, the kidneys, and around to the front of the body, just tapping lightly, awakening our surface chi. Bring it around to the back, kidneys, tap it around to the front. And then just like you're patting sand, slower and slower, gentler, shoulders dropping. And then the hands find stillness. And one vertebrae at a time, we stack ourselves taller. Breathing, heart leading. Exhale, reach your arms out front. Gently pull the toes back towards the face. Bend your knees if you need. And then find an anchor point. It could be your feet. It could be the lower leg somewhere. And it could be the floor. And you're not going 100% here. Just relax. Maybe go 50. Maybe more, maybe less. Just letting the spine round, the head drop. And then as we breathe in, tiny movement, reach forehead forward, squeeze the upper back, shoulder blades. Try to hold that exhale. Maybe you come a little lower, deeper into the hamstrings. And then again, realigning, forehead lifting, shoulder squeezing, coming up about halfway. And then last time we'll exhale, bring it down. Maybe find the deepest expression we have of this pose, but not at the expense of our muscles and our body. Only to a place that feels good. And then let your hands drag on the front of your legs as you inhale, rise, creating a little bit of traction here. Sliding those hands behind you. Fingertips are going to point towards you. We're going to hug the arms in close to the body, puff out the chest, Care Bear it out there, point your toes. Maybe tilt the head back, and you can stay here. Or just for a breath or two, we're going to squeeze the back of the body, root into the heels, point the toes, and rise, reverse plank. You can also bend the knees, plant your feet, take reverse tabletop. And then feel the back side of the body strengthening, literally lifting you up. One more breath here. Squeeze, lift. Exhale, tiny bit at a time. Begin to lower. Gently, finding your way, softening. We'll walk the feet in, take the knees out wide, soles of the feet together. And the hands can come around front. And as we inhale, we're going to cat-cow here. So cow pose first, chest leading, knees maybe opening, letting the body travel forward, long through the neck. And then exhale, like a wave crashing, pushing back through the mid-back, squeezing the knees into the elbows, maybe leaning back or maybe curling in, tucking the head, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, open, letting that heart crash forward, maybe falling slightly. Exhale, roll it back, taking the waves as they come, squeezing the knees in, opening upper back. One more time, forward and back. Breathe. Shift, open, exhale, roll back, close, soften. We'll step the feet down, hands behind the thighs, knees are still bent. Wiggle your body to the middle of your mat so you have something to catch you when you lay back. We can plug the feet in here. We're going to come into Navasana, bow pose. That's my favorite. It's my favorite way to get back to the body and come down after our practice. It's one little final push. So roll your shoulders open, Care Bear your heart forward. Find your sitting bones, and then lean back the length of your arms. Again, the feet can stay rooted, or they can rise one at a time or together. And if your feet are lifting, and you can, see if you can get your toes and your nose aligned here. Taking a moment to squeeze our bodies together. And if your feet are down, maybe you fold a little. And then gently lengthening back out our arms. Gently pushing. Maybe the legs start to lengthen. Maybe the knees stay bent. A little pinch of the shoulder blades. We're almost done. You're doing so good. You're stronger than you think you are. You get through hard moments. You've done it all year. And there's a reward at the end of this. Heart leads. Maybe we have 15 seconds left. We're going to open up the arms, slowly begin to travel down, going slower, 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 until we find that point where we're stretched out and we're not quite landed, and we're just going to hold the bottom here. We're going to draw the core muscles in. The upper body and the lower body are floating. Maybe the body is tremoring. Feel it all. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, lower. 5, 4, slow with control. 2, heels land, back of the head. 1, 0, anchor. Feel that breath come back in. Feel it move out. We'll bring the right knee into the chest, give it a bit of a squeeze. And then use your left hand to bring that leg across your body to the left for a spinal twist, kind of rolling onto the edge of your left hip and opening out your right arm. Turn your head to look right. Breathe in. And breathe out. Stay for another breath or come back to center. Hugging both knees into the chest, maybe taking them wide and apart a couple times. Inviting the low back to soften once again. Maybe taking a moment to switch directions. And then we'll keep the left knee hugged in, straighten that right leg down to the mat. A little squeeze here into the chest, and then we'll use the right arm to guide it across as that left arm comes down and opens. So you're on the side of your right hip. Your left knee does not need to touch the ground. Again, you can go 50%, you can go 20. Turn your head to look left. Take that full twist. Big breath in. And empty that out. Free to stay another breath if you like, or come back through center. Both knees hugging the chest. And then movement here with the knees, again, wide and apart. And we'll float the feet up here. Yogi's choice. You can take happy baby pose for a few breaths. You can just send your feet straight into the air for a few breaths for modified shoulder stand. Or you can do a little bit of core work to lift up your shoulder stand. Bring your hands underneath your low back and root into your upper arms. I'm not going to take that. I'm just going to take a modified shoulder stand. And just allowing the blood to flow back down. Maybe hands come behind knees for a moment. Little circular rubs behind the knees. A gentle pat. And then we'll flex and point the feet. Wiggle the toes. Wiggle the fingers. And then softening feet to the mat, elbows to the mat. We'll let our bodies stretch out long. Hands can just come down beside us. And we'll take Shavasana here. So whatever it is that you feel called to take. You can be on your stomach, on your back. You can be in your bed for this. You can sit. You can prop yourself in any way that feels good. But wiggle your shoulders away from your ears. Like you're reaching your hands down towards your feet. And then let the shoulders roll back open. Heart open. Body anchored in this moment, in this body that we get to inhabit. Feeling it breathe, feeling subtle shifts and movements. A buzzing, a humming, a radiating inside of you. So you can continue to stay in stillness and silence for as long as you wish. I'm turning this off. And I thank you for practicing. Or we'll take a few breaths here together to close out the practice. Creating a little diamond around your belly button, around your navel. The thumbs connecting at the top and the hands partially overlapping. The rest of the body is heavy and relaxed. And as you begin to breathe in, imagining a white light coming into the belly button, into the body through this space. And as you exhale, like a flashlight shining and pushing its way down gently into the lower back. Breathing in, light infiltrating through the belly button. And breathing out, that light shining all the way through to our lower back. Taking a few more breaths there and creating a gentle yoga for the face, effortless smile, gently lifting the corners of the mouth. Maybe you're running your teeth along the inside, your tongue along the inside of your teeth, creating a little saliva, maybe clicking or chattering the teeth slightly, create a little saliva here. And then with that little yoga smile on your face, go ahead, swallow the saliva. Swallow that smile and that light energy. Always the option to stay longer in your Shavasana and rest as much as you need. Or we'll gently start to wiggle the feet, wiggle the fingers, the wrists, the ankles, the neck, side to side, and we'll stretch the arms overhead. One final chance to really lengthen it all out and let it go. And then exhale, walk your feet in, bend your knees, bring your arms down and in by your sides and roll over to either the right or the left. Pause for just a moment in this fetal position. Remember your intention. And once you have it, gently press up. Easy seated pose. Eyes can be closed or soft here. Really maintaining that deep connection to self that we've created today, that we needed here at the end of the year, just to find ourselves again, just to feel our bodies move and breathe. Subtleties in the body we didn't even know existed. Roll your shoulders back. Remember, heart leads. Gently stack the vertebrae, maybe a rock back on the sitting bones. We'll inhale, lift the arms overhead together. Create some space. Palms connect, exhale, dropping that back to the heart, thumb knuckles to the sternum. Ground here, soft, heavy elbows, face relaxes, belly relaxes. One more deep breath in. Take another sip at the top. Exhale, sigh it all out. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye, your seat of intuition. I see the light shining so bright in you, and I certainly hope that you see that light too. Until next time, thank you for practicing with liminal space. Namaste.